incandescent electric lamp. 3 years earlier, he had installed lamps in the Savoy Theatre, making it the first public building in the world to be lit by electricity. I hoped he would have time for me to interview him at some point in the evening for the Morning Express newspaper. Your Aunt Penelope is going to meet the inventor who created all the magical fairy lights you'll see this evening, I said to Fenella, but she was too distracted by a woman dressed as an Arab princess to listen. Did I tell you that I've interviewed Mr. Borthwick before? I said to Eliza. I don't recall you telling me that, she replied, with an expression of complete disinterest. Oh, look! There's the man with the iron head. That means the sweets must be here somewhere. There they are, look! We pushed our way over to the sweet stall. Oh, Fenella! What will you have, do you think? Asked Eliza. How about some lemon fruit slices? Or there's sticky toffee or butterscotch? And honeycombs! I shall have some of those. They have alphabet licorice, Mother. So they have. And caramel rolls and gum raspberries. What's that? Oh, it must be peanut candy. What will you have, Penelope? Are there any fruit jellies? Yes, there are. Which flavour would you like? I don't mind. Are you all right, Penelope? You seem rather distracted. I'm fine, thank you, Ellie. I'm hoping that Mr. Borthwick will have enough time to speak to me this evening. If I can make my way to the upper terrace shortly, I shall ask someone where he is to be found. Oh, you're distracted by your work. I should have known. It's the reason I'm here, Ellie. I asked you and Fenella to accompany me because I thought you would enjoy the spectacle. And I'm sure we will, she replied curtly. That's enough honeycomb to be getting on with, Fenella. You don't want to make yourself sick. Mother, can we go and see the man with the iron head, please? I'm afraid not. Your Aunt Penelope needs to carry out some work on the terrace, I believe. You don't need to come with me, I said. Take Fenella to see the Iron Man. The man with the iron head, Eliza corrected as she handed me a paper bag filled with fruit jellies. I'll meet you later, by the dinosaurs, I said. Very well. In 40 minutes' time? Will that allow you long enough to complete your work? I hope so. I shall see you then, Ellie. Chapter 2. The noise of the fair receded as I followed the path up to the Italian-style terraces in front of the Crystal Palace. A light breeze played with the brim of my hat, and the evening air was pleasantly warm, so there had been no need for me to wear a jacket over my blouse and skirt. A brass band played the jaunty William Tell overture as I made my way past splashing fountains and climbed the wide stone staircase to the lower terrace. Chatter and laughter drifted over from the refreshment bar, which sat between 2 flights of steps leading to the upper terrace. I wondered where I might find Mr. Borthwick. I conjectured that at this moment he would likely be making final preparations for his switching on of the illuminations. I had first met with the inventor 2 years previously, when he had worked with Richard Doyley Cart on the production of Gilbert and Sullivan's Iolanthe. Borthwick had created miniature lights for the lead fairies to wear. I had visited him at his laboratory in Southwark, and could still recall the strong chemical smell which had stuck at the back of my throat. The walls had been lined with shelves and glass jars containing powders and liquids of all hues. We'd stood at a well-polished table in the centre of the room, upon which stood a variety of apparatus, glass bulbs and lamps. About 40 years old, Mr. Borthwick had been clean-shaven with an aquiline nose. His eyes were large and dark, and his brown hair was long around his ears and collar. I had thought him surprisingly well-dressed for a man who spent much of his time in the laboratory. His jacket was fashionably cut, and he had worn a carnation in his buttonhole. Iolanthe must be the first occasion upon which performers have appeared on a stage with electric lights in their clothing and hair, I said. It's quite astonishing. It was a pleasing effect, wasn't it? He replied. I had to provide quite a bit of reassurance that the lights wouldn't catch fire. People are still rather fearful about the dangers of electricity. But the dancers weren't in danger.